Hi everyone, this is Hareesha from H&B Premier Tax and Accounting LLC. It's Friday evening, April 10th, 2020. Today I'm going to cover three things in this video. I'm going to show you IRS economic impact payments, how is it working, and then how much money you're going to get, if you're going to qualify for this money or not, and then also if you have to do anything to qualify for this money or you're going to get it automatically. And then if you have to file a paperwork, so then I will show you towards the end of this video exactly step by step how to go about this paperwork. So it's very important that you stay tuned and then watch this. Now I'll tell you why you need to know about this, because in your case you may be eligible to get this money without doing anything. Because you file your tax return either for 2018 or 2019, so you will get the money, no problem. But there might be someone that you know, maybe in your family, maybe a neighbor or maybe a relative, that doesn't have to file a tax return because they don't have any income. For example, maybe your mother or maybe your grandma or maybe your relatives. Right, so then this is the person that you could really help with this video. All right, so please subscribe to our channel, and then please make sure to share this information with someone who could benefit. So if someone benefit from this information, that's our pleasure. All IRS economic impact payments, this is specially designed to help individuals that are impacted by COVID-19 outbreak. So where are the payments coming from? Payments coming from directly from IRS. Now last week we were very busy with SBA loans, helping businesses apply for SBA loans. I did a couple of videos about economic impact programs that SBA put it out for businesses. So if you are somebody who has a business, or if you know someone who has a business that did not apply for those loans, I did a couple of videos. I'm going to put the links here so you could go and check them out. Make sure that you apply, because there are limited funds for those programs. Now this one is for individuals that who doesn't have a business but they just work in a job. So basically the CARES Act came up with this payment or the grants to give to people, because most people lost their jobs. They were not able to go to work, they were not able to earn their money the regular way because everybody was asked to stay home. So basically here's the basic structure of how you're going to get the money. If you are a US person, US resident, US citizen or US resident alien, then you are eligible for this payment. There are some conditions that you have to meet. So let's cover these conditions in this video. And then more importantly, towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to fill out the paperwork if you have to take the extra steps to claim your IRS payments. Most people this doesn't apply, but if you are someone who did not file 2018 and 19 tax returns, IRS came up with a new portal that you have to go out and fill out your information for you to receive the economic impact payment. So stay tuned, and then I'll cover step by step. So first question that everyone wants to know: how much money I will get? How much? It depends on your situation. So any individual, if you file as an individual, you'll get $1,200. And then if you file as married filing jointly, two income earners in the household, or maybe you have one income earner but you're married, you file married filing jointly, you'll get $2,400. Plus if you have dependents, qualifying children, so they classify dependents as qualifying child. I'll go into details about who's qualifying child. Per each child, you'll get $500. That's how much money they're going to pay out. Now, who's eligible to get this money? Any US person US citizen, US resident alien, right? So there are list of people that who will not qualify for this money. So I'll cover, who those are, but basically generally most people. Okay, so now how much then even though you will get $1,200 or $2,400 depending on your filing status, there are income thresholds. If your income is above a certain number, that you will not qualify for this payment, right? So what that number depends on what your filing status is. If you file as an individual and then your adjusted gross income, AGI, adjusted gross income has to be less than $75,000 for you to get the full payment, full $1,200. If you file as a head of household, right? So if you don't know what the head of household status, go look at your tax return. Take the 1040 first page, you will see filing status, and there are boxes on the top of the page. So you will see which box that you have checked. So check if you have checked head of household box. So if you file head of household, then your income has to be below $112,500. When your income goes above $112,500, you will not get the full payment. Your payment will be cut down in proportion to how much income you are above that number. If you file married filing jointly, $150,000. If your income is $150,000 or below, then you will get the full $2,400 payment. But once it goes above that, then it will get reduced. So individuals, you could go all the way up to $99,000 in income. Every $100 that you go above $75,000, your payment get reduced by $5, right? So you could go all the way up to $99,000. So once you reach $99,000, then your income, your payment goes to zero. You will not get any economic impact payment. Head of household, you will get your income up to $136,000. Then your payment stops. Married filing jointly, your income goes all the way up to $198,000. Then you will not get any economic impact payments. Okay. Take a look at your tax return. So if you are in any of these categories, filing status, and then your income is above these numbers, sorry, you're not getting any economic impact payments. I know you have been impacted, but that's how they make the laws, because they think okay, so people who doesn't make much money needs more help, right? So now here's a pro tip. Let's say you file your 2018 taxes, but you did not file your 2019 tax returns yet. Based on your 2018 tax returns, you're not qualifying because you had a great year. You have a business and your business was making money, you had a great year. So you're not qualifying for based on 2018 numbers. But 2019 for you wasn't that great. In your business you're losing money, you did not have that much income. So then make sure to go ahead and file your 2019 as soon as possible, because if you file 2019, IRS is going to determine how much you're going to qualify based on your 2019 tax return, not your 2018 tax return. In the absence of 2019 tax return, they will default to 2018 tax return. All right. Who is not eligible for this program? Like IRS lists 5 people that are not eligible for program. People in 5 categories. First, first one we already discussed. Those are the people that incomes above the limit. Single filer that has income above $99,000. Head of household income above $136,500. and married filing jointly, taxpayers that has income about more than 198,000. Those people will not qualify. They don't have to worry about it. It's just what it is. All right. I'm sorry. That's most of my clients. Now, if you are dependent on another return, if you're a second category, if you're a dependent on another return, somebody else claim you as a dependent. For example, you're a grandmother, your grandparents, you don't have any income, your kids take care of you, and then they claim you as a dependent, so then you will not be eligible to get the extra $1,200. Or let's say you are a student above age 17, right? So you don't qualify for a qualifying child to get the extra $500, but you have above age 17. Now you also work, you file a tax return, but you did not claim yourself as a dependent. You let your parents claim you as a dependent. Now you don't qualify to get the $1,200. Also, let's say you are in a situation where you don't have a valid social security number, or you do have a social security number, but it's not valid for work purposes. So if you do not have a valid social security number that's valid for work purposes, then you will not qualify for this $1,200 payment either. Non-resident aliens, right? IRS, defines who the non-resident aliens. It's very technical. I'm not going to go into definitions here. If you need that information, I could help you to find that information. But most people are resident aliens, so I'm not going to go into much detail in there. And then also, if somebody who filed a 1040NR or 1040NR EC, that's the non-resident tax return. Or if someone files a 1040 PR, that's a Puerto Rico tax return. So those people will not qualify to receive this $1,200 payment. Now, who doesn't have to do much? Who do not have to do anything to receive this money? Those are the people who file either 2018 or 2019 tax return that are below these income levels. Those people, for the most part, they don't have to do much. If you filed and then you put your bank account information to receive direct deposit, your refund, then this extra $1,200 or $2,400 payment will automatically come to your bank account, the same bank account. Now, if you have already changed that bank account, then IRS, is setting up a portal that you could go and, update your bank account. But as of today, they're not ready for that. So as of today, you don't have to do anything. Now, if you did not, get your refund as a direct deposit, then IRS will mail a check to you, your last known address. Now, what if you already moved? You don't live there, where, on the address that you file your 2018 or 19 tax returns, then IRS, you will have to go online and then update your address. But as of today, IRS has not come up with a portal to do that either. So you have to hang on. Also, if you are in one of the, if you are one of those that doesn't have to file a tax return because you don't have enough income that you are required to file a tax return, but you receive social security benefits or railroad retirement benefits, then you also don't have to do anything. If you get those benefits as direct deposits into your bank account, IRS will send the economic impact payments to the same bank account. Or if you get a check in the mail, you will get a check in the mail. So you don't have to do anything there. Now, let me give you a pro tip here. Let's say you have a parent that you claim as a dependent on your tax return. So that's other dependent, when it's come to income tax, classification. So how much of a tax credit you get for another dependent? $500. Now, if you did not file your 2019 tax return, it's better for you to not claim them as a dependent, because why? If you do claim them as a dependent, now they themselves do not qualify for this $1,200 payment. But if you claim them, you will get only $500, and then they will lose $1,200. So might as well, you are better off them claiming economic impact payment instead of claiming them as a dependent. I hope you understand, you follow that. Let's talk about qualifying child. So what are the rules? You could get extra $500 for having qualifying child. So qualifying child should be related to you, either through blood or through marriage or through adoption, and should be under age 17. So if your child is above age 17 and then they were in college, you still claim them as a dependent, that doesn't qualify for these purposes. Then you will not get extra $500. Now also, your child should not provide more than half of their own support, and then also they should be a U.S. Citizen, U.S. national or resident alien, and then also they should live with you more than half of the year, more than 6 months, and then you should have been claimed them on the tax return as a dependent. When all these 6 conditions satisfied, then you could get extra $500 per child. Let's say you have 3 children, you will get extra $1,500. Now I could give you example, like in situations where a kid is 22 years old, right? And the college student, because they go to college, they could be still claimed as a dependent on the parents' tax return. They also, the kid also had his or her own income and then file a tax return but did not claim himself or herself as a dependent. Now parents claim the child as the dependent, right? So the rule says if the child is above age 17, you cannot qualify. That's as a qualifying child. Now as an adult, the rule says if you are claimed as a dependent on another taxpayer's tax return, then you will not qualify. Now in this case, the parents claim the 22-year-old child, and then because of that, parent will not get the $500 because the child is above age 17, and then the child will not get the $1,200 as an adult, even though they filed tax return, because they were claimed on somebody else's tax return. Now the pro tips here is, if you have a college age students or students that are about 24 years, kids that are about 23 years old, consider not claiming them as dependents for 2019 tax year, because they themselves will be able to get $1,200 economic impact payments if they were not claimed on somebody else's tax return.
Here's the website that IRS came up with April 10th in the evening for non-filers to enter their payment information. So remember, this portal or the website is only applicable to people who did not file a tax return for 2018 and 2019 because their income limits were below the filing deadline, because their income limits were below the filing threshold. And also, this is not applicable to people who received Social Security benefit or railroad retirement benefits. If you are someone that doesn't fit into any of those categories, but you are a US resident, US citizen, then this is for you. You have to go on this website and enter your information, and then fill out the forms. So IRS will have your information to get this payment for you. Again, remember, if you file a tax return, you don't have to go here. If you're getting social security benefit, retirement benefits, you don't have to go here. But other than that, you should go here and then fill out your information. So now in this link, it takes you to free file fillable forms website. So when you go to pre-fillable forms website, you have to click on this link and then you could get started. But before you get started, let me cover one more thing. These are the information that you need to have handy: your full name, your current mailing address, and your email address. You need to have an email address. If you're one of those that doesn't use emails, maybe you want to talk to someone in your family, maybe younger or maybe older, who is good with emails and technology, and then use their emails or create a new email. It takes few minutes to create an email. Then you need to have your date of birth and a valid social security number. You need to have your bank account number, routing number, that information. If you do not have that information, then you're still good, but then it will take longer for them to send you a payment, because they will have to send a check. You need to have your IRS issued identity protection PIN number if you have one. If you don't have one, then you don't have to worry about this. This is only for people that had a identity theft issue and then IRS issued a PIN number. Then you need to have your driver's license or state issued picture ID ready if you have it. If you do not have it, don't worry about it. Only thing that's going to happen is it will delay processing your payment, because IRS will take longer time to validate your identity. And also, if you have dependents, you need to have their social security numbers. Now let's go to the next site. Let's go to the next site. You go to this website, free file fillable forms, and then you click get started. And then this is where you have to enter your email address, and then you confirm your email address, and then you have to create a use ID. Use ID could be anything. It could be your name, with some numbers, digits, it could be anything. Okay, and then you enter your phone number, you create a new password, and then you confirm your password, and then click create account, and then you will go to the next page. Right, so here's the once you create the account and then you go inside, this is what is inside. Let me make this bigger so you could see. Inside, it resembles like a simple tax return. It asks you to select your filing status, the single, married, filing jointly. If you fill this out just for yourself, just select single. If you fill this out for you and your spouse together, you could select married, filing jointly. If you and your spouse planning to get the money together, there's no reason to fill out two applications, so it takes more time, so it might as well just fill out one. But if you want to keep your money separately, so then you could always fill out two applications, and then each one should select as single. And then you have to fill out your personal information, your first name, last name, and the social security number. And then if you selected married, filing jointly, then you have to put your spouse's information, first name, last name, and the social security number. And then you have to put your home address. Make sure that you use the address that you're known, because being that this is the information that IRS is getting from you, after a while they probably will run some sort of check to make sure that if this address could relate to you any way or form, shape or form. Because imagine there could be a lot of scams also along with this free money. Because if someone has access to your social security number, your address, they could go ahead and file this information and provide a bank account. You know what I mean? So So be really careful, with your information also. And also here you have to declare if someone else claim you as a dependent or not, yourself or your spouse. Then here's where you have to enter dependents. This is only applicable if you have children under age 17 that you could have claimed as a dependent if you were to file a tax return, but you did not file a tax return. That's why you're doing this, right? So this is where you enter your dependent information, and then this is where you enter your banking information. You put your routing number, and then you put the type of the bank, whether it's a checking account or saving account, and then you put the account number. Okay, make sure to double check your account information, because if you're not a very computer savvy person, one typo, small mistake could delay your payments. All right, so then next one is identity protection PIN. If you never received one from IRS, it's not applicable to you, don't worry about it. Once you finish page 2, you get here to the third screen. Third screen, it says personal verification. It says you must enter your 2018 adjusted gross income, AGI, or your 2018 5-digit self-selected PIN. If you are filing together, and your spouse must complete both steps. You and your spouse must complete both steps, right? Now, it says look at your federal tax returns, and then if you did not file a return, pretty much you have to look at your federal tax return for 2018. Look at your AGI and line 7, form 1040, and then if you did not file a tax returns, where it says last year AGI, enter 0 for yourself and your spouse. Okay, and then last year's 5 digits self-selected PIN. So you have to enter last year AGI or self-selected PIN, either or. You don't have to enter both, but most people that are filing this one will not have filed 2018 tax return, so that's why they are filling this thing out, right? So enter 00, then you're good. Now next you have to put the date that you are filling this form out, and then put your cell phone number, and then next you have to select a PIN, 5-digit number. So this number could be anything. You could do any number. You could do last 5 digits of your social, or any. It's kind of like a password. You could select your own 5 digits numbers. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It's your choice. All right, but you have to enter 5 digits numbers for you and your spouse. Then you have to enter your date of birth and your spouse's date of birth. Then you have to enter the driver's license number, okay, or state issued picture ID. If you don't have those information, then leave it blank. That's fine. But just know that that could potentially delay your payments. And then also you have to enter your driver's license issue date for you and your spouse. You have to enter your driver's license expiry date for you and your spouse. And then you have to verify your email. Filing status email will be sent to whatever the email that you put in there. And then verification is, so then you have to verify your email address. They will send an email to your email address that you entered in the beginning. Then go click that email, check your email, and then you will have an email, and then click the link to verify the email address, and then you come back and then complete and submit this form.
Thank you for watching. Please share this video with someone that that could benefit from this information. And if you need any help, if you know someone that needs help, please feel free to give us a call or reach out to us through our YouTube channel or our Facebook or our emails. however you want to reach us. Whatever we could do to help you in these situations, we are open to help. Also, remember to like our channel and subscribe. I'm also going to recommend you to watch 2 videos. One that I did a few weeks ago, how to handle your finances in this difficult economic times, and also another video that shows how economic stimulus package impact your business. If you own a business, or if you know someone who owns a business, or if you work for a business, then you could share the video with with your employer, so that will help you get extra payment, extra paycheck. All right, thank you.